So Hugh's kindly volunteered to help out and see if we can get this 3D printed. This is our exhaust cover ring, and as you can see, it was getting a little bit past it. Stainless steel in contact with hot, salty generator exhaust still corrodes. So I went and got myself printing in Onshape. I've done a few things that he's explained to do, things like thickening the part, making it a bit more durable, radiuses, that sort of thing. So we'll see how we get on. So here's the offender. So this is all rubber, so I reckon I can clean all this horrible rusty gunk off and get it back to nice rubber, and then that'll just, well, I'll go back in eventually, but a cap will go over that, go a little bit further out, and we'll hopefully get this off eventually as well and make it look pretty. Hopefully this cap goes and does a decent job of this.
I'm Daria, this is Chris, and that's Jasper, and these are our seaworthy dogs, Hachi and Luna. This is our floating home, Ragdoll. For 2 years we called a 47-foot monohull a home. Now we've set sail on a chapter aboard a catamaran, embracing the beauty and chaos of life at sea. Full-time work, homeschooling, storms and sunsets, this is our reality. No script, no certainty, just wind, waves and the endless blue. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this episode.
So Hugh and I have just spent 20 minutes discussing relative merits of engineering thickness of materials and so on and so forth. We've sliced this up how we want it, and he's off to get it into his printer. It's all very instructional. Quite enjoying this. Right up my street.
Right, so let's just load this up.
Okay, here we go. We're into the prep phase here. We've got something already on here. We're going to take that off and then fiddle the dial and print the plastic. So something's moving here. We've put the
So he's just always doing is working out where 0 is.
Okay, working at the 0 height. That's very exciting.
And he's going to print his very first layer, this is just about making sure there's ink in there. I think this first layer is just to make sure there's ink.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's preheating. Look at this here. So we've got this is now at 215 degrees, and now it's heating up the bed to 70.
Ah, yeah.
So with PLA, that's 260, 200, and the other one's 60.
Okay,
But this is hot, so this is 215.
So you've told
70.
it what
well, that
stuff's in it,
that
right?
slicer did that.
And that's
So,
automatically doing
yeah,
the.
so in the slicer you can change those settings if
Right.
you want to, but these are. I have fiddled with those before, but there's no merit to me doing it. So basically, that's your standard settings on the slicer.
Cool.
So you'll see if some of this, what I had a few times, you rub your finger over it and it can move. It's not, but I've spent a lot of time trying to get this leveled off, so it should just.
It certainly looks something like a generator exhaust flange fitting.
No, it's the right size, is it? So now it's going to spend half an hour making that base.
Alright.
And what that will be, I think, 3 or 4 lines of diagonals all crisscrossing back and forth.
That's just, yeah, okay, so for the grip to keep the.
It's that, isn't it? It's basically that's what it's going to make you.
So that's intended to keep it stuck to the bed as we go.
And then the
more
supports are
adhesion.
fairly hollow. You can see how much material it needs for that. But.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes out. Great fun. How exciting is that? I could sit and watch this all day. It's quite satisfying. Yeah, here we go. A couple of minutes later, still building the raft. Quiet, continuous production.
That's what I like about it.
Oh yeah.
You step away and you come back a few hours later and someone's working for you, making something for you.
Yeah, for pennies.
Yeah, for pennies. Probably about, 5p of electric and 30p of plastic.
Been a few days, but we've been busy. There's Hugh's 3D printed bit. It's going to go on there. Smoosh that back with sealant. Should look good. Quite excited about that. I'm not going to use massive amounts of sealant. I don't think it needs it. It just needs a bead around that, and then to be clamped on. So here we go. It's alright, isn't it?
Looks good.
So that's why our hull was constantly stained rusty below the generator exhaust. That's a damn sight better. It doesn't have to be super strong. Better than that. I think though maybe we would build it a bit thicker next time. Good enough for now. So it's pretty clear that this boat's had a reversing into something incident at some point, and this is all sort of cracked up and stress cracked, and so I can get in enough to separate it, and I'm just gonna throw some epoxy in that and so we can get the rubber remounted. Start really ticking off the things that we need to do before we get into the water. Well, the past weekend we've managed to compound one whole side of the hull, that's that side. As a little bonus round in that, I got the chain plate out. So I'd been in for 16, 17 years obviously. So managed to get it out, cleaned it up, and it looked okay. It wasn't rusting away, which was a pleasant surprise. So that's good. That checks out, it's back in there, all compounded up and polished and looking good. And we've just sort of continued on in that sort of theme. Compounding the areas of the hull over there. Got this little repair going on at the back here. Rub rail, oh yeah, don't forget the rub rail, what a job. That's on. And looking good. Certainly not a job to do at the height I tackled it. I didn't have the staging to be able to do the rub rail much more than this sort of height. And so you're, it was a fight. It's on now, looks pretty good, pretty. Behind that we managed to seal up the whole hull to deck joint, which is a huge job in itself, because it was quite, didn't look very pretty. I'm pretty sure that if there was any leaks before, there's none now. So that's a good thing. And yeah, I think we're in a better place. Just a quick clean up here, and we're off to see Elio about some seacocks.
Are you getting the second seacock out before we go see Elio?
Maybe. No, just the hose off of it.
Okay. We got some seacocks from Elio, so now we're going to do a little job. We're gonna go put the radar bracket back on the mast.
There we go. Sexy.
So I guess our hose has snapped yet again. Of course she goes for it.
We had a bit of a logistics day in between trying to do the day job. Parcels left, right and centre have been arriving. We managed to sort out anodes for the new prop installation. My nice new 3D printer has arrived. Daria's been fitting fans all around the boat because I'm her biggest fan. So we also got a nice surprise soon from Ragdoll in the UK, our new props. We have two 18-inch feather streams and they look fabulous! Look at that. Ooh, feather that way, feather that way, feather the other way, feather. Now I go fast in the sea. We also completed the epoxy filling on the transom. We also did an experiment. So our alloy crossbeam here is 16 years old, 17 years old. It was covered in water stains and staining and general wear and tear. It's hard to deal with that on anodized aluminium. There's not a lot you can do. So we had a bit of a brainwave. Let's try alloy wheel ceramic coating. So we've now put 2 coats of alloy wheel ceramic coating on it. Daria will show you the before and after photos. Looks great. So I've invested in a 3D printer because we have seen the light and it has so many applications on a boat. Hey, you need a bit, you cannot get to a chandelier or a shop, we'll print it. Perfect. Cool. So this is a Flash Forge Adventure 5M.
Flash Forge Adventure! Oh, that's a great name.
Flash Forge Adventure Plastics.
Another couple of days has passed. We have just been sanding away, compounding, polishing, waxing. The hull is pretty much almost done. We've just got one page to do, but the painter is going to be fixing the hull on Monday, so we can't really do that bit until that's been completed. So we have been picking away at other bits, and right now we're just fixing up one of the aft steps. We've got some gel coat cracking, bits and pieces. We've done some epoxy repairs on that a couple of days ago. The epoxy has now set, so we can continue on. We're going to sand it, clean it up, bring it back a little bit, and just get on with that for the evening. It's superbly windy. It's been wet on and off today, so it's a little bit of a meh one. But yeah, I feel like I'm not giving you the best content here, but this is literally what we have been doing for the last week. It's just this. It's just sanding and compounding and polishing and waxing. So
we now have a new bracket coming, or designed to go here, that will basically, we can't be bothered repairing all of that, so we're just going to put a big, we're going to take that out. This arrangement's rubbish because the passerelle jams up against here. That's just a matter of time before that gets broken as well. So the plate that we're going to put on does something like that. It comes out this way, and then we kind of have the passerelle hinging here. I'll show you that in on shape later. So that's going to improve that a lot, so that's fine. Meanwhile, there's stress cracks all over the place. Here, 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 here. Oh my golly, here. It's the most stress cracked up transom you could ever imagine. Obviously had a fair few bits of fun in its time. So our intent at the moment is just to get at it and try and improve it. Debating what to do about these. I don't want them there anymore. Maybe we'll put a better handle on it someday, but right now I just want to get rid of them and repair the gel coat behind it.
back in Poros, our passerelle was sitting in this little thing. We had one of these doohickeys over here, and when a motorboat went past, our passerelle got jammed between the boat and the quay, and voila! We could have just unscrewed that, but no.
Got to get rid of all this metal dust though.
Yeah.
Going for it. Today is sail drive engine mount day. We have the 2 kits of Boggins, and they are going to go on to the port engine first because that is the worst. We had hoped to take the engines out for this, but schedules and other commitments have dictated that we have to do it in the boat. So hopefully they come out okay. All shall be revealed. Lucky in that some of the bolts, most of the bolts for these mounts are coming apart freely. Very lucky. So now we're just working out a way of supporting the engine while we get the mount out from underneath its location. Wish us luck. Bye bye.
No man's land.
It really is no man's land. We got a hammer. Very good. Immer. Maybe try, yeah, that's doing quite well. The worst job ever. 17 socket, precious. Okay. The hold.
Hey!
That is rough. I was doing nothing.
Yes.
The state of it.
No.
It is absolutely properly Alan sheared. This is what had happened. It sheared off through there. Heck. What do you think, Hachi? Do you like it? Very nice. Right, let's so go and get the wire brush, do a little bit of cleanup. What? Actually, I should have taken the height off of that, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should have taken the height off of that. Only slightly dubious technique.
Nah.
Da 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 da! Hurrah! I wonder if there's merit in trying to tackle this front one while we're at it. Okay. Clean up around. Drill brush, Daria?
Here you go.
Okay. These big interface pieces. They should really be bonded.
Second engine mount going in.
How's that? Good? That's looking great. Okay.
Landed.
Landed.
Beautiful.
Like, how would you do this on an old Ragdoll?
Yeah, I can imagine it.
Heavier.
Very particular. Heavier engine, awkward access. No particular area for a lift point really in there. Was there?
At least you can dodge something here.
So that's 2 out of 3 of the new engine mounts in. We just need to get the last one in now. So for the last mount, we're gonna take off the engine room door so that we can put this sideways and actually lift. And at some more better points, so Chris can actually get back into the engine room to fit it.
How is a human being 6'2", 90 kilos meant to get in there with that beam there? I don't want to do the last one.
Get in that engine.
No, I don't deserve it. That is freaking great. So,
That was painless.
it could have been so much more painful. So we've managed to get the bolts off of the rear old mount. There's a way to get the one on the underside, which is good. So now we've just got to lift the back end of the engine up. I've left everything else really loose for now. So we set up a lift to prop the sail drive up and see what we can get. But the thing is, this might be pulling a bit at the gasket, the sail drive gasket, but there should be enough give in it.
Fingers crossed.
So let's find out. Normally sink when we go back in the water.
It's a little sink.
Well, hopefully the other one goes back in. So that's the problem is the length of this. We might have to cut this down a bit. Yeah, I think we're going to have to cut that down. Just there. If we cut that down, it will go in a lot easier, I think. I'll just cut that down until it fits. Let's try it anyway. So if we make that about factor. Okay, that's good. good, that's going to work. Fitter, prop grease.
Sure.
Last engine mount is in.
But that's the job. We've got 3 new Ellibogan engine mounts placed under the engine while it was in the boat, which is good.
So the engine mounts are in, we've tightened everything up, and while we're in the engine room we're just going to do the fuel and oil filter changes and get this engine up and running.
So what was the generator I was running on?
Oh dear God.
Generator seacock is getting replaced.
The handle fell off the inside of the engine room from the seacock. We've cleared it out, drained it a wee bit, and now we're gonna get the old seacock out and make plans to get a new one in.
That's how badly that was in.
That was the one that was leaking as well, wasn't it?
Not this one, no. It was the hose that was leaking.
Ah.
Okay, so another update to the generator seacock issue. There's the hull, which is single skin in this area, but there's also an engine bed liner, and the generator seacock's gone through the hull and the engine bed liner, but in an area where there's no bonding paste or anything at all to take the compression, and there's about an inch gap between the engine bed and the hull. So our generator seacock would have been trying to clamp that together, would never have got a good clamp on it, and it's been sitting in water, and there's water sitting in this area as well, so dearie me. So you can see the hull, and then in there you've got the liner and the big gap. There you go.
Yeah. Not great.
So yeah. Oh dear, Fountaine Pajot. You can't fit a through hull without something to compress properly, like a thick hull. So we're just gonna fill this up with epoxy. We're gonna fill that void up with epoxy as best we can, and then we're gonna fill the through hull up a bit and re-drill for the through hull again. And then hopefully that'll mean we've got a good connection between the engine bed liner and the hull that we can actually seal against. Yeah.
Here's the scales.
Okay. 100 to 30.
So that took us almost an entire day. It's done. We've just put the door back on the engine room, and it's closed off. What we're waiting for now is for the epoxy to set. What we're going to do afterwards is a big flush, clean of the engine, let it all drain out through the hole, drill the hole for the seacock into the right size, put the seacock back in, and then that engine room on the port side is finally done. If you've got any questions or thoughts, leave them in the comment section below. We always love hearing from you. Thanks for watching. Till next time.